Hey everyone. Alright, so the main goals that I have right now are to hook up the options menu, key binding and stuff like that. So, most of the stream's probably going to be just me tooling around making sure that all of these buttons are hooked up to the actual actions. Actually, not really that hard, it's just kind of tedious, so I'm just going to try and keep my sanity while it's happening. Then once I get that in place, I need to do an EQ on all of the sound. Yeah, I have to EQ the sound, and make sure that the sound is hooked up to audio. And that's it, really. So that means that, like, I'll make sure that the gun sounds aren't so freaking loud. That was something somebody complained about in the video. Actually, it was in the YouTube comments. I noticed that. I was like, yeah, seriously, some of the guns are like really loud compared to the other guns, and a lot of that is just because I use sounds from different people, and you know, like some stuff is just totally. So I have to just do an EQ pass as well as make sure that, you know, you can turn down the ambient sounds like that blowing like wind, suck wind in the background right now. You should be able to turn that off. On that note, I'm gonna have to say this right here: the quality settings menu is proven to be the best purchase, hands down, from the marketplace. This is the most useful feature and has saved me so much time. I don't even know where to begin to like say like how much time this menu has saved me. So with that said, I'm gonna get to work. Oh, and yeah, and then once I'm done with the sound EQ, I think I'm gonna set up a title screen and make it so that when you start the game, you start off with, you know, start new game or continue. I won't have like a character creation or anything like that right away, but it's definitely a kind of game that'll have that. So let's see, alright, where did I leave off? Alright. At this point, I'm just literally going through this list. I'm glad that I at least have a list. Alright, so melee pressed, melee released. So I'm going through the action manager. I have to redo the bindings, like how all of the weapons actions were bound. Pretty much from scratch. Well, I mean, I've already done a whole bunch of work on this front, but it's like now I'm just doing the cleanup to make sure everything's working. Is just hooked up to the buttons, but there was a lot of preparation, and it was a little weird figuring out how to hook up the quality menu settings and stuff like that. But it would have actually been a lot easier had I known.
Communion After Dark. I'm Mouse.
Had I known, yeah, I am watching. I'm listening to some music in the background. Communion After Dark. I probably shouldn't be listening to it. I don't know if I have permission to, so I'll probably turn that off for now. Oh, fuck, what was I saying? Fuck, I forgot. Never mind. I'm still waking up. I need caffeine or something. Maybe some coffee. So I'm hooking this all up right now. Melee pressed. Maybe I will actually just put on some Monstercat so I have something in the background, because I want to keep my sanity. At least with Monstercat, I kind of know, like, yeah, you know, you're gonna get copyright thingies, but you'll get copyright things, but since I'm not monetizing my video, it doesn't matter. And in a way, I kind of think it makes more sense to do it that way because because somebody should make money off of it, right? I'm not making money off of it. Melee released. Alright, so now this means I should be able to use my melee weapon. Oh yeah, there is one function I want to try and add, and it's going to be interesting, but make the mouse wheel up and down actually allow you to switch between weapons. So that should be a thing. I'm going to try and get that in place. Alright. Alright, let me check to see if that's working now. Oh. Okay, input melee. Getting triggered, right? Prince. No. Must mean that the action list is not working. Maybe I don't have a keybound, a default keybound to it. Let's see, fire melee, right? Melee weapon, either the F key or thumb mouse button. All right, that should be the case. Could be a typo or something. Okay. So it's actually registering that. Alright, so is it going to the next part? Input melee pressed. I can't imagine what would be wrong. Like, oh, it's failing on that? I must have did something stupid. Oh! I'm dumb. Menu has to be closed. That's a check to see if the menu is open. It's like, oh, I can only use my melee weapon while I'm in the options menu. Alright, that should work now. Leaves bullet holes. Because it's realistic. It's more realistic that way. My broad axe. Alright. Alright. Alright, let's see what's next. That seems to be working fine. So, next. This warning appears even in the blueprint for the quality menu settings. I'm not sure what to do about that. Like, yeah, It just gives a warning. I guess there's just nothing you can do about it, but it's for like the key rebinding feature, which is extremely important. So I really like the whole interface, like everything about it. Okay, so this is just all of the direct weapon. Yeah, this is all of the direct weapon key bindings. So like you can switch between the weapons. Where is it? Okay, next weapon, previous mega. On component activated, on component deactivated. Interesting. I'm just gonna do all of these in one shot. This is gonna be easy. 3, 4. That's your rifles. 5. That's your heavy weapons. 6 is your advanced, and 7 is grenade launchers. Yeah. And I guess while I'm at it, well, I'll worry about the mouse wheel up, mouse wheel down thing. That's gonna be kind of weird to set up because I have to like check to see if that slot is valid. Yeah, that's actually gonna be kind of strange because it's like, oh, alright, I know how I can do it. I know how I can do it easily. It'll be interesting. So, okay, so this is just for switching through all of the different guns, using them, you know, the keys. Okay. Alright. I guess it would just be slot 2 pressed. Menus close. Don't let people switch while the menu's open. Slot 3. This isn't hard, it's just tedious. Slot 4. Alright. Slot 5. Haha. Okay. This means that I should be able to switch between all the guns. Alright. Currently I have... slot 2, 3, 4, and 5. I should be able to switch between them. So, shotgun, rifle, heavy. This is my rocket launcher. No view model, but it fires rockets. You don't hear it firing. Ugh. I got so used to having like a really high sensitivity, now it's like I'm having to adjust again. Because now that I can actually modify my sensitivity. Yeah, the guns are really loud. Alright, so I'm thinking that this is pretty much working. I swear, a big chunk of this project is going to just be finding sounds for everything. Finding sounds and effects for everything. And making it so that bullets, you can't get bullet holes on a door that's... There's a bug. Well, not that big of a deal, but it bothers me. Okay. So with that said, next, on to the next part, which is probably going to be something. Okay, this is for your special ability, which is, you don't have one currently equipped, is probably going to be the message you're going to see when you press that button. The special abilities won't come in until a little bit later in the game, so I'm not worried about that at the moment. But basically, those are like your, you get an ability, I don't know, it can be some kind of like a special attack, maybe something, I don't know. I haven't really thought about all of the different things that you can do with it. Anything from a grappling hook to a God knows what. So special. What would it be called? What would I call it? I guess it's in player base. Yeah, I said special. Input special.
Introducing new 7-Eleven's Mountain Dew Mango Heat.
Special. Oh, I just didn't see it there. It was there the whole time. Okay, and what's next? I got, okay. I figured out how I'm going to be doing the medkit repair and ammo thing. I'm gonna try something a little bit different, but it'll have to wait until this week for me to fully implement it. Basically, it's gonna kind of work how like Estus flasks work in Dark Souls, where you have a limited number, and you can put 2 into ammo and 1 into health, or 2 into armor repair. You know what I mean? Like, you kind of have to pick. Like, in the hub area, there'll just be another station that brings up a thing where you pick. Like, do you want... You have 3 points that you can allot. And, like, you can choose how you want them to be placed. And then maybe later on, I'll give you blueprints to be able to increase that number. So it'll be like 4. So now I can have, like, 4 ammo. If I wanted to, I can put it all in ammo and not worry about health or something like that. And then I'm going to get rid of the auto regen health and auto regen ammo, because they don't belong in the game. This system encourages strategy, and that's just the way that's going to be. So so you got med kit, repair kit, and ammo kit, basically. And there's 3 different keys bound to each of them, which is a little bit meh, but it's not that big of a deal. I mean, I'm not making a console game, so should be alright. Should be just fine. Alright, so with that said, let me start getting these in here. But now that I have that, like, decided on, that'll make things a lot easier for me to move forward. The only thing is that I'll have to set up on, like, a new ammo kit, and I might have to set up, like, maybe the potency of the health kit, the med kit, and the like, you'll also might want to have to, like, upgrade the potency of these things so that, like, it recharges more ammo, it recharges more health, it recharges more armor. So there's stuff like that too. How's it going, Jacoby? You have a few ideas? Yeah, go ahead, share them, man. Let's see. Error. What a process. Oh yeah, when you use the health kit, ammo kit, and repair kit, it's gonna like slow your movement speed for a couple of seconds and stuff like that too. So like using those things has to be like a choice. You can't just like use it and automatically have stuff back. Like it may actually cause like a cooldown or slow movement speed for a second. I have to be still. Why am I yawning? It doesn't make any sense. I should be waking up. I don't know, I've been up late working. I've been working on this pretty much solid, trying to get everything as far along as I possibly can. Okay, so medkit. Repair. Ammo pressed. The neat thing about this is that it does kind of fall more along the lines of how Dark Souls is set up, which is cool. But the issue that I have with it is that like I could have had a chance to do maybe something different. The only thing is that the way I have it set up right now is it's kind of based on luck, like whether or not you find a medkit. Kind of stupid. Necromancer, he can spawn enemies, and depending on the level, he can spawn different types of enemies, and or amount, and or how frequently. So like an enemy that spawns like skeletons and stuff, or zombies. Huh. So like. Yeah, that would actually be a pretty cool enemy. It'd be interesting to fight that, especially when you're dealing with limited ammo. That would actually be kind of rough. You'd have to have a situation where you could potentially just starve the enemy starve the player out of ammo if he doesn't attack the right targets every single time. I'm just trying to think about that. So maybe early on he can spawn 3 runners, every 15 seconds or something like that. Well, he'd probably spawn, well, 15 seconds is a long time when you're fighting stuff. That's a long time. It would probably have to be faster than that. It's not a bad idea, honestly. Something like that might definitely end up in the game. I'm not against it. The only thing is that I'm still focused right now on just getting the infrastructure of the game set up. Like I haven't even paid attention to like creating new enemies and stuff. But now that I know how, like, how the cookie crumbles, so to speak, and I like have the infrastructure in place, creating weapons and enemies and armor and special things like that. That'll probably be my focus mainly, because once I have the hard stuff already decided, like, it's this kind of stuff, then yeah, like, fucking necromancer enemy is not out of the question, even in the slightest. That's a pretty cool idea. Let's see. Oh yeah, flashlight. Yes, you get a flashlight in this game. I should probably check to see if the medkit, repair, and ammo kit keys are hooked up real quick. Run out of the music so you don't hear 2 songs at the same time. Alright, and ammo kit's not currently soon. Alright. Yeah, I'm gonna rework the functionality for that, and then I'm gonna add ammo kits. And then every time you respawn, every time you go to a travel station, a home point, or anything like that, like you automatically have like replenished the specific number of each of those things, and then you can change how you want to allot them. Like if you don't have, if your armor runs out, like having health kits isn't gonna really make that much of a difference, because the damage when you don't have armor is fucking ridiculous. You can die. Like one shotgun guy can just snuff you. You probably end up dead or half dead, just from a single enemy attacking you. It's actually a little bit too drastic. Armor makes up a fucking big amount of difference on your survivability. Alright, so flashlight will be just standard. I should probably have a sound that plays when you... Yeah, I'm gonna do that real quick while I'm doing this. There's a flashlight. Alright. Pause the music for a second. I don't know if you guys were even able to hear that. Alright. Just for the heck of it, I'm gonna play sound at location. Spawn sound at location, spawn sound. Oh no, this would be 2D, wouldn't it? Yeah, it would have to be 2D. Sound. Play sound 2D. Alright. And then I do play sound 2D again. Alright, so now I just need a sound of a flashlight turning on and a flashlight turning off. Which can just be like any one of the... There's like a billion sounds for all of the different... there's a billion sounds for all of the different like gun like modes and stuff. Like people like included all kinds of shit for like when you're zooming in and from when you're scoping in and stuff like that. In fact, I'll probably look at the sniper rifle and be like, let's see, zoom in. Oh man, I have to restart the editor if you guys want to be able to hear the sound. That doesn't sound right. Let me see. Military weapons. I doubt that there's a sniper rifle. Nah. No. I know I had a whole bunch of sounds for this. Gun sound pack. Try and look at sound cues. There's birds, explosions. Birds and explosions, they go together. Movement. Let's see. Yeah, I forgot that if I don't have the sound set to the headphones, which makes it so you guys won't be able to hear it, that kind of sucks. I had the editor running before I jumped online for streaming. I know there's something here. There's like a million different like that's a sniper shot. Load bullet. Load magazine. 2. Let's see. Number 2, idea number 2. Ground hands. Third one, shot, kill, but small hands in ground. If you don't see one and step on it, it will hold you to the ground until you shoot it, or maybe like 5 seconds or something, and maybe I'm just trying to imagine somebody trying to like run away and just like end up running on like hands grab his that would be so fucked up. some damage. This would be good in big hordes of enemies. They also don't move. Like so an enemy that roots you, basically. 3, flaming flying skulls, like Lost Souls. They are in a bunch of games, and you can probably figure it out. Okay, so I have this thing. I loathe tiny, annoying enemies. And skulls, I mean, unless the skull is really big, like a big flaming skull, then I'm all for it. But, like, Lost Souls are probably my least favorite enemy in Doom. And I especially hated them in Doom 3 when they were this big. Like, the skull was this big, and they would bite you, and you had to, like, specifically aim at the, And then the cherub babies. See, for me, like, I like fighting bigger shit. Like, the smallest enemy is the easiest enemy. And then as the enemies get stronger and stronger, and at least in what I'm working on, you're going to be fighting bigger and bigger shit. Like, you can already see, like, the Hell Beast towers over. He's double the size. The minigunner and the grenade launcher guy, they're almost twice the size of the zombies and the security guard and the shotgun guy, the enforcer. So, like, for me, it's just so much cooler when the enemies get bigger and scarier. Like, after a while, you end up looking up at dudes that are, like, 4 times your height, and they can just stomp on your ass. That kind of stuff, gets my blood flowing. But tiny spiders and flying skulls? Ooh, yeah. I don't know. I already have I have explosive barrels. I just added them in. So let's see. Explosive barrels, and you don't have to run up and blow up in your face guy. Oh, yeah. Like the guys that just run at you and explode. That's a really good. I'm gonna start writing this down. All right. I need to have ideas for enemies. Of course, also too, I want to do a lot of the archetypes from Doom and Quake. I want to have a Shambler. I want to have an Archvile type. Those enemies force you into different weird situations. The Shambler was pretty genius because he just fuck you up if you're on line of sight, and you have to basically be ready for him and stuff like that. And I like the Archvile can literally change his line of sight into a you have to be extra cautious around that enemy, and he can resurrect other enemies. I guess that kind of falls into the whole necromancer thing, but I don't want to go exactly that route. Like, it'd probably be better to have like a necromancer than it would be to have like that aspect of the Archvile. But I like an enemy that if he sees you, you have a certain amount of time before he just nukes you. And the Shambler. So there's some archetypes that I still wanna do. And I also too, I definitely want to have some kind of like a Keiko Demon type flying enemy. I like Keiko Demons. They're big. They fly towards you. Really good design. So it's like a necromancer. I'm gonna write down these items. As far as the exploding barrels, fire barrels with fire effects. How about like an explosion, or like the barrels like on fire, and kind of like, you mean like in like Half-Life 2? Because those barrels would be like already lit, and they're about to explode, and they're like rolling towards you or something. So the barrels that are currently in the game right now use the stats of the person who blows the barrel up. So like someone who's level 10 can cause a barrel to do a level 10 explosion. and the radius is fairly large, and we'll pretty much just wreck anyone who's next to the thing. Oh, okay. So like it causes an area of effect that lasts for a while. I can do that? I wonder about that. I don't know. I'll have to like an area effect barrels. I think this will work. I think these two sounds will work for what I need. Alright, let's see how this... Flashlight sounds a little funny. That's a little strange, because the sound of the game playing is coming through in the right channels and stuff like that. I mean, the barrel could just do that. It could just set the area on fire. You have the initial explosion, and then it could just like keep doing like a radius like thing. I have to get effects for that. I have to get fire. I have to get like some kind of a fire effect I can put to like a Molotov cocktail. One of the guns right now does that. It is a firebomb launcher. It does an area of effect and lights stuff on fire. The only thing about it is that, like, I just don't have any effects. Like, it still looks like nothing. It just looks like a circle still. So anyway, let's see. Let me...
Introducing new 7-Eleven's Mountain Dew.
Jesus. Commercial every single time. Alright. So far this is working. Maybe the blow-up enemy is a fat zombie. I'm not sure what the blow-up enemy... It'd be the Serious Sam enemies, man. No head and screaming. It was like just so fucking weird. That is pretty funny though. I could actually have the enemy like the enemy would just have a weapon that essentially just causes an explosion exactly where it fired. Just blows himself up. Oh yeah, that would put player on edge. Something like that would actually probably kill the player fairly often. Also, you should be able to blow them up around other enemies and kill them with it. Yeah, oh yeah, absolutely. There's no doubt about that. Those guys are the moving, exploding barrels of the game, I guess. Let me make sure that I got everything. Flaming Skull. I'm not a fan of the Flaming Skull. Ground Hands, I like that. Necromancer. AoE on exploding barrels. Alright. Oh yeah. Like I can't imagine them any other way where they would just be blowing up enemies around them and stuff. Okay. Next weapon, previous weapon. Alright, those two I'm gonna save. Well, those are the last things. So, hold on a second. That means that everything's now bound. Inventory release isn't useful. Crouch release isn't used. Huh. Heh. So wait, I can actually run around and kill stuff? Alright, let me run around and kill stuff for a little while. Make sure the keys are all working correctly. Back to Death's Peak. That's one of the things that's really fun about working on this, is that I literally can just play the game. Like, I have my character, like I make a new character and I can just like get some weapons and it's different every time. Those are the exploding barrels. The mouse sensitivity, I get used to it. Looks like, yeah, it looks like the keys are working. Oh, yeah. Boss fights? Absolutely. The way the system is set up, the way the blueprint system is set up, it's super easy. Like, it's so doable to have like unique boss fights. I might not do a boss fight for every single level, but like every 3 levels. But the Dark Base is gonna have a boss fight. So the first level in the game will have a boss fight at the end, and basically it'll be like a skill check, but it'll essentially be like a it'll have like stages where you're trying to prevent barrels from reaching the center of the area, and there's like a fire or something like that going on, and like he has a death beam and he flies around, and basically he'll be up in the air, and you'll have to know to like hide behind the pillars. There'll be like 4 pillars or something along those lines. I don't know. I might change that, but there's 4 pillars on all the different sides of the arena, and you have to be, you do as much damage as you can to him, and then he'll turn and begin just like charging up a beam, and he'll just shoot like a death beam at you, and you have to be behind cover to survive it. I don't know about allies, other than being able to have a friend join your game. That's the closest it's gonna get. And that's a little bit off, but basically when somebody joins your game, they're like helping you. They become kind of an ally. They won't be able to activate certain stuff, and they won't be able to they're like joining your instance. It'll be different, that's for sure. Actually, it'd probably be an awful lot like Dark Souls, except there won't be any PvP. I have no way to prevent cheating. Not realistically. I don't know, maybe if the game has any kind of a budget, then yeah. Then I'll figure out how to like hire people to do cheat protection. But right now it has to stay PvE because cheat protection's impossible. Even games with fucking budgets don't have cheat protection, man. I don't fucking get it. Like, you guys understand that like people cheating ruins shit like pretty hardcore, but then again, you can't solve the problem very easily anyway. 490 damage. They're red xenomorphs. I'm sorry I didn't see that until just now. It appears that the keys are all working. So if I go into the options menu, look at my key bindings. It's real easy to work with this too. This is like so nice. Yeah. Inventory, E. R is connected to loot all. Toggle flashlight. So special ability, use med kit, use repair kit, use ammo kit, toggle flashlight. Seems to all be hooked up. I seem to have caused a problem by pressing E. Well, that's not good. Alright. Let me look at the inventory. I'm gonna have to fix that bug right now. So, character base, access inventory, where are you? One of the things about not having allies is that, like, I want you to feel kind of secluded and like deserted. I want the world to feel pretty fucked up and like you're just in this really shitty place basically. I don't know if I'm really conveying the idea enough, and there's a little bit too much, maybe a little bit too much humor already, even though the game's not trying to be super funny. It's just I want you to feel like you're just in this place and it's fucked up and you're trying to survive, kind of a feeling. Like not a like there's a war going on kind of a feeling. It's more like the war is over. Everything's already dead. And those dead things have come back and pretty much want you dead too. They're trying to share the love. Okay, so that's all the key bindings. I need to make sure that... Was it access inventory? Where are you? Reload. Slot 3 press. Melee pressed. Reload press. ADS pressed. Slot 4. Oh, that's right. Access inventory is all the way over here, and it doesn't have... They didn't need to have like anything special set up for it to be set to work. Now it should have a thing, is if the menu is open. Okay, I want different action. Okay, under this circumstance, I want actually different logic to happen. If the options menu is open, I don't want anything to happen, so I'm gonna have to have another branch here. So maybe a boss fight could be like a dragon, and he has super attack where he shoots a bunch of fire, and you have to hide behind boxes to not die. Yeah, like absolutely. I want to see that kind of stuff. Like I want that. I want boss fights, like straight up, no bullshit, boss fights. These guys got, you know, lots of health. There's stages to their fights, and if you make more than like 2 or 3 mistakes, you lose the fight. Pretty brutal. Like genuinely fucking hard boss fights. The boss fights will be an extension of the battle system mechanic that's already in the game as well. So if the menu is not open, then do this. But if the menu is open, do nothing. That's what I'm telling it to do right now. I'm telling it to do nothing if the options menu is open. Because right now, the way it's set up... No, this story is going to be all just like hints. And that's it. And it's a weird thing. Like I might kind of go with the story as it happens, but in my head I have the idea on it. Basically, you know, this time the facility that you're visiting, the Black Mesa facility, was actually perfectly fine. Everything was fine and dandy, but you were bringing like an artifact that changed things to the opposite world. And it turns out at the end, as major spoiler kind of a thing, but yeah, I got it. Like, but it's all just gonna be hints. There's just gonna be like basically a broken mirror in the first area or something like that. I don't know, or like you'll just see like hints at things. Not to be creative about it, but for the most part, you're gonna feel very much like you're playing like classic Doom and Quake, but there's no verbose storyline. There's no characters. There's no character telling you what to do. There's none of that shit. It's very much like Dark Souls. Well, I mean, Dark Souls has stuff like that, but I mean, this will be even less like that. It's also easier to do that. It's more doable. It's more realistic for me to have that kind of a storyline. Okay. Alright, good. Wait, it's still doing it. Well, I wonder why. It shouldn't do anything. Print. Do nothing. Oh. This being an OR loop. I guess I did need this check. Damn it. I need to check to see if this or this or this is true. And if any of them are true, then I have you go down this path. In which case you do nothing if the menu is open. Alright. I can't help but feel like the OR loops, the OR logic doesn't work the way I think it does. Maybe it's backwards or something. Okay. Press E. Do nothing. Do nothing. Do nothing. Do nothing. Alright, it's working. It seems to be working the way I think it does. Okay. Yeah, that way you can't fuck yourself one. Probably gonna find all kinds of weird things. I'm not sure what I'm gonna be putting in here. This is a whole settings thing, so I can do like unique settings for the game. I'm not even sure what's gonna be there. So let's see. Don't need to have a do nothing message appear every time. Alright. So with that, Yeah, that's just the travel menu. Oh, probably there's a whole host of shit that I gotta worry about with the travel menu. For the most part, that will just work though. Alright, I don't need to worry about the sounds for now. I think I have everything for the key binding working now. Okay. Now let me just see. Key binding. Oh. I have to change the order on where these are located. Next weapon, previous weapon. Alright, so these need to be set up. That means I actually need to hook up a system. I need to actually program that in, which shouldn't be too bad. I'll do it over here. But I'm gonna need to make sure that these aren't located off on their own. I guess it does matter where they're located, even if they're in the category of weapons, which is kind of funny. Should they be at the top or the... Maybe, yeah. Oops. Have it right here. And then have that right here. So next weapon and previous weapon. There we go. And then you have this weapon switching right there. So like, okay, got this. Okay, so the system for this, I'm gonna have to, man, this is really cool. I'm still enamored by this system. He set up a system for the quality options menu that just, I don't know, it was so straightforward. Once I started figuring out how to you know, how it works, once I figured that out, it was just so easy. Okay, of course I'm saying that now. I better stop. Something will go wrong. Alright. This is going to be kind of a pain because I have to think. Alright, so for next weapon, I have to... How do I figure that out? Oh god. Am I going to have to do some kind of crazy shit where I check to see what weapon slot? Alright, well I guess the first thing I'm gonna have to do is this. I'm gonna have to check to see. I don't want you doing this while you're in the menu. Okay. No, alright. So go to player base. Probably don't need character base anymore. Player base. There's no integer here for what weapon slot you selected. All it does is it just does an automatic. Damn. Well, it might not be that bad. But basically, I'm going to have to determine what your active weapon currently is. Do you have an active weapon? So that's going to have to be... So active weapon. I have to determine whether or not your active weapon is valid. Otherwise, the loop will just never know when to stop. Alright, so I gotta get that out of the way right away. Okay. Now I have to determine what weapon slot the active weapon came from. That means I'll have to look at the inventory. Not backpack. I'll have to look at your all weapon slots. Is that actually updated though? Branch. Oh, not a branch. For each loop. Let me make sure that this is working the way I think it is. I don't think I've used this in a while. I think it's hooked up, but there's a chance it's not, and just for simplicity's sake. Name. Oh, what was it? Get yeah, get item name. Alright. Let's see if it names all of the weapons that I currently have active when not active, I have equipped in the different holsters when I press this. Doesn't seem to. Oh, that would be why. Nope. Nothing. Unless maybe something else busted. So let's see. See if hello. No print. Alright. Get this up. Alright, so that's working. Later, Jacoby. Thanks for the ideas. Those are pretty cool ideas. Okay, so that's working. Oh, I did it again. Did it again. Why? Why do I torment myself with this? Alright. Yep. Alright, let me get rid of the shotguns. Oh, I need to have a weapon equipped. There it is. Okay, so it determines whether or not I have a weapon equipped. If I don't have a weapon equipped... Alright, plot thickens, it gets more complicated. Alright, it's gonna have to work a little bit differently. I can't do a blanket check to see if your active weapon is valid. I have to do a check to see if there are any valid weapons. Because you may not have a weapon up. Your weapon might be actually holstered or something. So I have to check. Alright, I do have to do a valid check on this. Valid. If nothing is valid, do something. Logic. Yeah, I didn't notice that until the last second. Still not doing something. Oh. So? Should be iterating through the full list. Why is it not? Yeah, the in-game sounds are super loud. One of the things I need to do, once I'm done with the making the mouse wheel up and down, select the next weapon and previous weapon, I'm gonna EQ all the sounds so that things are more even, because it's like the guns are like so much louder than the music and the ambience and stuff. I also suggest streaming on Twitch if you want more viewers. You know, either way. The Twitch channel, I doubt it's gonna make much of a difference, honest. If I get 2 or 3 people, that's probably about my pay grade. I don't know. But let's see. If it's valid, it should just work, right? How about print? Let me just see if this... I need some hellos. It does, since you can stream under game dev. A lot of people watch game dev. Yeah, I guess I could do that. I'd be like trying to like build up my social media again. At least I have 150 followers on. I don't know. I guess 150 followers isn't really very much, but for me that's actually like a pretty good number. I don't know. Maybe I will. Maybe I'll consider doing Twitch. I mean, maybe it makes more sense to do it that way. Let's see. Alright, give me some hellos. Nothing. It's not working. Alright. Wonder why. Get a hello here. That's weird. Didn't it just... this just worked a second ago, didn't it? Am I going crazy? Why is this suddenly not happening? Let me see if I can get print WTF. Okay. Oh, nothing? Like the whole key? Like everything just stopped working? What did I do? Oh, I did it again! I don't even know why I added that open menu. Just for the, like, I was like, extra functionality is a good thing. Now I'll just continuously use it even though it's not supposed to do anything. Alright. The editor's like super really loud. Oh. I'm turning the volume down now. Honestly, the volume is still really loud. How's that? That should be better. Still seems like it's pretty loud, but my voice should be a lot louder than... Whoa. Oh, that's good. You can fire the gun while you're not... As long as I'm clicking stuff, I guess. Weird. God, the volume had to be changed to like halfway. Huh. Alright. Firing the gun needs to not happen while, Firing the gun needs to not happen while I'm actually, like, in the menu. Let's see. Weapon fire pressed. If, inventory menu is active. Branch. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna go into this. If menu is open, if crafting menu is open, like, if any of these are open, I don't want you doing any of these actions. Like, all of these actions need to go away. Main menu, like, none of this stuff. I'm just gonna do a big ol' ore. I think that might be too many ores. It's too many ores. Remove. Get this. Okay. It's there. Hey, Jacoby. Welcome back, man. Alright. Yeah. Because that's just... There's never going to be a point in time where I want you to be able to fire your gun while these menus are open. Any of them. Not a single one. Alright, let's see if I can fire my gun. I just gotta fix that. Alright. What? How is it still? How? I must have did something. Weapon fire press. If true, do nothing. If false. So is the order loop not working correctly? What's going on here? Oh, is inventory not even on the list? That was like the main reason why I did this. Crafting trap. Oh, Jesus. That was the first. Alright. I'm just fixing stuff as I'm breaking things. Fixing things as I'm breaking things. Alright. Ah, I can click without jump, nothing. Nothing. I got nothing. How about this? Yay. Can't jump. How about this? Nothing. Alright. Alright. I might actually turn up the mouse sensitivity a little bit. Hold on. While I'm in here. Options. They call it camera. I'm gonna have to change that. I want it to be fucking mouse. I'm gonna turn it up to 30. Alright. That's a little bit better. Maybe a little too high now. Sitting a little too high. It used to be stuck at 50 though. So it's like you just spin in place. move your wrist and your character does a 360. Sounds like the sounds are still too loud, but it's actually kind of hard for me to really determine exactly how loud the sounds are, because sometimes something will, you know, like the green bar on OBS will fill up more than halfway, and I'll be like, oh, that must be about the right volume, but then I'll listen to the video afterwards and it'll be too low. All right, so now that I got this and was delightfully distracted by randomness, okay, I can determine which guns you have that are actually valid, and I have integers assigned to them. So if I append, hey, can you play the level? I just want to see it. Which level? Do you want to see like the beginning of the game? Is that what you're saying? Yeah, I could do that in a second. I'll do that in a second. I just want to... Alright. I'm pretty sure this is going to work. And this actually gives me a little leeway for what I need to do. Yeah, I'll play through the first level. Like, with everything. I'll even get rid of my save game and stuff. Alright. It's a meaty game. Yeah. Alright, so now I have an integer value associated with each of the weapons. I just ignore 0 because you're never switching to the melee weapon. So you get tri-fire pistol, shotgun. So you got 4, 3, 2, 1, which is correct. Now let me get rid of one of these. Nope. I'm gonna get rid of this one. Alright, there's only 2 left. There's a rocket launcher and a tri-fire pistol. Correct. Alright. I think that's the starting functionality that I need to have in place. This gives me the leeway in order to be able to determine, alright, when I search up, find the next valid integer, and then equip that weapon. So, yeah, that should work. It's a meaty game. How done is it? Like, medium, rare, rare? I only have the intro. The first level and the hub. As far as the core systems of the game, like the stuff that sort of just powers like the entire game, I'd say it's, I don't know, tweaking and stuff like that. It's gonna end up in a situation where it lacks mostly just content for the, you know, the number of levels in the game and enemies and weapons and like unique items and stuff. So it's kind of hard to determine exactly like how done the game itself is, because the way I'm designing it is that once I have these core systems in place, it's really just a matter of making maps and monsters and guns, and that's where I want to be, where it's just breadth of content. Of course, there's always going to be like tweaking beyond that, but the system's in place. I'm lacking a couple of things. I don't have a mini map. Of course, I might not even want to do an auto map. Not a mini map. I mean an auto map. Like you press a button and you can actually see where you are on the level, and you have to like find map stations. That doesn't even exist yet. The core functionality for like the randomization of the loot and all that stuff's in. I don't know. It's really hard to say. I'd say it's still very, very fucking early. Like very early. This is not even early enough for me to really safely feel comfortable putting it up on early access. Like it needs like at least one fully arted out level before I could safely say, okay, this is on early access. Anyway, I'm gonna I'll play the game. Let me jump into the save game folder so that I can Alright, I'm deleting my save game. No. All of my progress. is gone. Let's see. Yeah, I can leave all this stuff open. Oops, why did I do hub? What I need to do is level start. Okay. I don't need to have any of this text here anymore because there's no need for it now that you have a menu that lets you change everything. So anyway. The performance is a little shitty because I'm recording it in the wrong mode. It runs pretty smooth normally. Alright, so that's my blueprint right there. Now I can craft a tri-fire pistol. Damaged leg armor. I don't have a fabricator yet. I have to get to the second level for that. So you can start crafting stuff. That was close. Explosions are sideways. I just checked the weapon. I forgot that there was dudes there. I don't know how it's possible that I'm forgetting that stuff. Ouch. Cool. No bug. All right. Let's see. I like my meat a little rare. How long have you been working on it? Honestly, it's kind of hard to say because like on and off. I even had an early version of this like 2 years ago, but I didn't start taking it seriously until 4 months. I guess I'm on the 4th month now. But like, I practiced the shit out of blueprints, and I made multiple projects. One of them died. The other one I just stopped working on. Like. So, but this is something that I've wanted to do for a really long time. Is a looter shooter style, first-person shooter like this, taking Quake and Doom and doing something new with it. So this is something that I've wanted for a long fucking time. The spread in the pistol is really huge. I could shrink that down a little bit. My fear is that I'm only giving the player the pistol this early on. Alright, so these are how you access like different places in the game. You have to do these battles. So you channel this, and this will be the first battle in the game. I might die. Alright, that's the first fight. Nice and easy, I guess. Hold on a second. I'm still level 1. I got a pair of gloves, a pair of legs, no helmet. The hell? Yeah, I did a previous version of this. It's actually, you can download it and just like check out all the blueprints and stuff. It's a very, 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 very early version of the same concept, and it has like the loot and generally the same kind of stuff. I put it up for download like a year ago, but it died because I overused structs in the wrong way, and it caused errors where you can't actually compile the code and stuff like that. Sounds makes a huge difference on how the game feels. Yeah, just seeing the enemies, being able to actually see them, like, makes a fucking huge difference too. Having these little UI sounds make the game feel more complete. Yeah, I gotta like actually like have like icons. That would help as well. So that's not really the end of the game. Like, the demo goes on a little bit further. Well, actually a lot further, but yeah. So I have 2 healths and an armor. Alright, so the Forgotten Bulwark. Now I'm on the first, this is the hub area. I purposely give you just like a stockpile of stuff so that you can like, you'll have enough to be able to craft whatever you need. And if you did bother to get the Tri-Fire blueprint, you can craft that right now. Like, I wanna make sure that the first experience that you have with the fabricator is that you can craft something. So I drop like a loot bubble that has just like a certain amount of materials for you to do stuff. So I'm gonna make a Tri-Fire pistol right now. And the Tri-Fire pistol is like this. I want to have like blueprints for like secret weapons and stuff like all over the place. Now there's not just that. There's another secret in this area, but like you can't. All right, cool. It didn't bug out. You can't progress past this part of the level until you do this. So you have to go into the home point. Let's see. Are the levels randomly generated? No. Actually, what I'm selling this on is that there's no random generation. Everything is handcrafted. Everything. So, one of the things that I see a lot of people complain about when it comes to random generation is that the level design tends to suffer, but one of my strongest points is my level design. Is that I can make really solid level design. So that's what I'm doing. There's no random generation. Like you're essentially playing a Doom, Quake, Dark Souls game, pretty much. So this is the first area. This is the first area right here is the sanctuary that you get. I might hide these when you don't have them, when they're locked like that. But basically you pick the locations that you've visited before. It's essentially a bonfire. This is the first bonfire in the game. The weapons are not randomly generated. They're all pulled from like templates that I've already pre-hand designed, like, and they follow pretty much all of the standard archetypes. Although I want to have like a fairly large variety of them, but they're not randomly generated, which is also another aspect that's a lot like Dark Souls, is that the weapons aren't really randomly generated in that either. It's also harder to speed run that way. Yeah, you can't do speed runs. This game will support speed runs. I can't think of any reason why this game wouldn't support speed runs. You'd be able to actually do everything, like, because it's going to be the same every time. The only problem with speed runs, though, actually no, maybe it wouldn't, because you might get bad weapons. Like, you might have a run where you just get lucky and you get like a minigun from the first minigun, the minigunner that you fight, and now like you can beat everything a lot faster and stuff like that. So maybe it wouldn't support speedruns. I don't know, it's really dependent on that. Can you bunny hop? As far as I can tell right now, there's like no benefit. Well, maybe? I don't know, if someone's persistent enough, maybe you can. Jumping tends to get my UPS up to 1,000. It doesn't seem to work at all. It's like Unreal Tournament. It's a lot like Unreal Tournament. It's a lot like Unreal Tournament. Like, I'm not even it feels fucking exactly like Unreal Tournament. Yeah, okay, so that's what I'm gonna show, the second level. So after you do all this, I have a block meshed level where you can actually do gameplay. That is Hermes Boots Blueprint. I don't think I have enough materials to make that yet. Hermes Boots are really good. They increase your movement speed and your max health. So you end up with stuff that kind of looks like this. Well, not kinda. This is pretty much straight up. But this is the first level. This is the first genuine level in the game. I wonder why that guy was so dark. There's no music, it's like pretty barren, but the gameplay is all in place. So the first level in the game needs a lot of love right now. Yeah, there's I would need to do something else. I'm not really even sure for this game if bunny hopping makes a whole lot of sense. Although for speedrunning it would. Regular xenomorphs. So here is the first home point, and now I can travel back to Sanctuary if I want to, or I can come to this section right here, and that's essentially it. I mean, it's literally a bonfire. Also replenishes all your ammo, all your health, and all that jazz. Slightly better shotgun. Let's see. Get a blaster. Let's see. Oh, better melee weapon. Alright, let's see. I got level 2 pistol. Dismantle. Dismantle. I don't want to dismantle the blaster or the tri-fire pistol. I'll get the demo out as quick as I can. Actually, in fact, I'll start working on it. Yeah, like the game feels pretty good when I play it. Like, and I'm usually pretty brutally honest about stuff, even if something like that I'm working on sucks. I'll just fucking say it sucks. There's something to this. It's still so early, and shit is like still unpolished, and there's a lot of like rough ends. But when I play, I've constantly like looking for like, oh, I got a better shotgun. Now I got this, like, I'll switch weapons. Like in arena first-person shooters, typically in the single player, like you'll switch to a weapon if you just have ammo. But in this one, it's like, all right, but now I got this. Now I got a minigun, and it's a little bit better. So like, but it uses pistol ammo, so I'll switch my blaster because I don't want to have an auto pistol and a minigun because it just uses up all my pistol ammo too quick. You know, you'll start like switching in and out weapons, and you'll start thinking about like combination. I don't know. Maybe it's just me, but I'm noticing that. I'm noticing that trend. Like, that's what I want. I want your brain to be constantly thinking about the loot that you're getting and like how you can like min-max your build as you're playing. And that, like, to me, that just adds a lot. It adds a lot to standard Quake and Doom. Like, and then you have the, you know, the monster ambushes and the really tough sequences, and then you get killed, which the Dark Souls stuff works really well with that. It feels pretty good. Like, all right. Anyway, let me get back to actually getting the demo ready. I also really like how happy you look in your update videos. You're really passionate about the game. Fuck yeah, I am. When you dismantle, do you get scraps? Yes. You can even dismantle some materials. Actually, I can show you real quick. The tooltip will say if the item can be dismantled. You see, so items that can stack will say stackable, and an item that you can dismantle will say dismantle. And there are a lot of items that you can't dismantle. Like, you can dismantle mega health boosters and stuff, and you get alchemy parts. That's all part of the upgrade system for how many like health kits you can carry and shit like that. That's a whole nother system that I haven't set up yet. By the way, Mr. Gunn, how's the Ghost of War going? How do you know about Ghost of War? What's Ghost of War? What's Ghost of War? Did I see Ghost of War? Sounds familiar. Alright, let me get back to the hub area because it's the best place for me to test stuff. Ghost of War is a UE4 World War II multiplayer RTS first-person game I'm working on. That sounds pretty cool. Do you have any videos or anything of it? I have my ways. How early is the project? Alright, what was I doing? Oh, yeah, that's right. I wasn't here trying to figure this out. Okay, so. Um. God, okay. So this function has to do. I have to determine what weapon I have currently equipped and what weapon slot that's associated with. I have to figure out what the other weapons are and what integer they have. Right? I also have to do it. Okay, the first thing I have to do is check to see if there are any valid weapons. If you press mouse wheel 1 and I don't want to cause an infinite loop. So like if I go through the entire list, so that's the first thing I got to do. This is going to have to be just a function because I'm just going to put this in a function. It's going pretty good. I could check on your channel. Maybe I'll do that after the stream. Let's see. Okay. So the first thing I need to do is determine if there is anything valid. Okay, I also got to name this function. So like mouse wheel weapon selection. Awesome function name. That's like the best function name. Best. Oh yeah, I guess if you post a link there, there's no is there like something that prevents you from posting a link? Probably. I wouldn't be surprised. Whoa, I didn't mean to go into that. I just went into a for each loop. Actually, what does this look like? Oh. Look at that. Yeah, let's not mess with that. I didn't even know I can go into a for each loop. God, that's wacky. I didn't even think that's how that worked. It's actually, it kind of blows my mind how much you can get, like, with the blueprints, like how much shit can be going on, and it doesn't really impact performance. Okay, mouse wheel weapon selection. Alright, the first thing I need to do is, yeah, determine valid okay. Valid weapon exists. Alright. Alright, that's a pretty simple check. And basically, after this for each loop, I do the branch, and I go, alright, whoops, yeah, alright, got the branch here. I'll worry about this in a second. If false, I just return. Because there'll never be a need. You want to know how I know? I have spies that spy on everyone. Or I looked on your channel. Both are very possible. I'm going with spies. Let's see. Turn-based first person? How do you do a turn-based first person? I read that correctly, right? First person game. Yeah, art real-time strategy first person. That's interesting. How does that work? How do you do that? So let's see. Okay. So, if a valid weapon exists, then yeah, yeah, I worked for the company. Unknown Worlds. I worked for them for a little while on Subnautica, so I learned about natural selection. Actually, I knew about natural selection when it was a mod for Half-Life and Quake 2, I think, at the time. I think there was a natural selection on Quake 2, if I'm not mistaken. Or there was another game that was kind of like it. Hmm. And you have little AI workers that a special class can command them. Yeah, I worked on Subnautica. I did the survival aspects. Actually, I still watch videos. Like I'll be watching Markiplier playing playing Subnautica, and I'm like I worked on that spot. I'll still see him as places that I worked on. I worked on a whole bunch of spots in that game, and they're still there. They're still being played. The game is terrifying. Subnautica is a scary ass game. Oh man. And they kept adding more scarier stuff. I feel like you guys are gonna just make the players like flip out. There was this one point in time where I was doing there was a mushroom caves, right? And I had done the original mushroom caves as just a series of very confusing tunnels under the water, and it was holy shit, that was terrifying because like it's like the caves would keep getting like thinner and smaller, and I ended up reworking it all so that it was just one big open space because it was just like too much. It was too much. I felt like it was just too scary and too weird and like too dangerous. It didn't feel right. But the game, yeah, the game can go from kind of cute to fucking terrifying in like a heartbeat. I fucking eel jumped out of a shroom cave. Yep, that's the cave. Unless they added more of them, but I did a very 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 big mushroom cave section uh, that was just underneath most of the areas. I just talked to Charlie. Was suggested to few people. They needed level designers for Subnautica so that we can, well, we were able to fill out the world because none of it was going to be randomly generated, and a lot of the stuff that I worked on was making sure that there was enough loot, and that the loot tables were going to work, and making sure that the survival aspects, the like how long it takes to starve to death and stuff like that, were functioning correctly, and then there was that was about it really. I mean, there was the giant like reef area and fucking there was all kinds of crazy stuff. That I don't know about. Actually, it's been a little while. It's a little weird because I guess because I was working on the game and I did a whole bunch of stuff for it. But when I left Unknown Worlds, uh, I guess I guess since I'd never bought the game, I lost access to the game, so I can't play Subnautica anymore, and I didn't want to buy it because I worked on it. So I haven't played it. It's been ages. I haven't played the game because I don't have it on Steam and I don't want to spend money on a game I worked on. I don't know, it's just like a thing. Yeah, fucking open water. I think there's just a natural like fear of open water. I think people just naturally have that, and like that game plays on that, even if it's not intended. It plays on that like big time. All right, so let's see. All right, so the first test is pretty easy. If I find anything in the all weapon slot thing, then that'll be valid. If not, then I just return. Nothing happens. Okay. Now I have to figure out, I guess, also the active weapon. Yeah, I gotta get the player's active weapon. I guess that would be the player pawn. Okay. All right. Let's see. Yeah, a lot of people have a hatred of survival. I love survival stuff, so I have a tendency to put it. There's not gonna be any survival stuff in this game, but yeah, I've implemented survival on quite a few. I've done it on Fallout. I, I didn't need to do it in Fallout 4, thankfully. They already did that for me, the hardcore mode. But yeah, yeah, you can kind of hate me for that. I mean, Charlie wanted it in the first place, but I pushed as well. It was like he was kind of on the edge, kind of thinking about it, and I was like, yeah, let's just do it. It's a big part of these things, and I already know how to do it. So, like, what's the best way? I liked Fallout 4. Yeah, I did. I played quite a bit. I played an awful lot. I didn't mod it though. I didn't make any mods. Didn't need to. Didn't feel like it. That's also my problem too. Like I'll make mods usually just for my own experience. Like I'll mod the game for my own and then I'll share it. But it's actually like a full-time job to maintain a mod. It's kind of fucked up. Like the amount of time and effort that it takes to make sure that you have compatibility with other mods and like that's a full-time job, man. Like wow. Wait, just because I like Fallout 4? A lot of people like Fallout 4. Subnautica is an adventure game. Yes, true. To me, a big part of adventure is knowing where your next meal is coming from. It's a hook. I don't know. A lot of people dislike that stuff, though. A lot of people just feel like it gets in the way of what they want to do. And I definitely understand that. Actually, it makes a lot of sense because it totally does get in the way of what you want to do. So let's see. All right. I need to see. Is it active? I don't need this stuff right now. The first thing I need to do is I need to have a variable for if this object equals this object. So there's a branch for this, right? Okay. this needs to just happen on the side. So I'll sequence it because there's other stuff that needs to happen here as well. And this will kind of organize this a little bit. If this does equal this, then I might have to make a couple variables. One, active integer, promote local variable. Alright, active. Oh, index, not int. Active weapon index, right? And that'll tell me and I probably want to promote this to a local variable as well, which would be the active weapon reference. Active weapon ref. Alright, so now that I know what these two things are, that gives me a point of reference to be able to start thinking about maybe this should be a separate, I don't know how many fucking for each loops I want to have hooked up in here. I guess a lot of people do hate Fallout 4, but there's a lot of people who just hate things just because they wanna like stand out, you know. I don't know. I thought Fallout 4 was good. I enjoyed it quite a bit. Maybe I'm not picky enough. I don't know. I would have loved to work on it. Would have been a fun game to work on. Wonder what it takes to get a job at Bethesda like that. To be able to work on like Skyrim, any of the Elder Scrolls. I'd be a quest scripter, man. I'd be doing scripts for that. Bethesda is Hitler because of Fallout 4? What? I guess everything is Hitler now. I hate hating things. Alright. Let me try and think. Alright, so it goes through this first. Now that these are defined, I'm trying to think. Okay, I know. You know what? I might not even need the index. Because what I might just do. Yeah, I might not even need the sequencer. This is a tough problem to solve. Need some music back in the background.
Subway's new Italian hero panini. Capicollo, mortadella.
Maybe I'll eat Subway. Commercial worked on me. This is one of those things where it's actually really simple, but I'm brain farting because it's like I know that I have to establish, okay, you know, which is the current active weapon, right? And then where does that fall in the index? Alright. Now the thing about this array is that this array isn't condensed. There will be invalid. There's potentially invalid objects within this array, and there's no two ways around it. Like, and also I can't switch to 0, so so I need to find the next weapon up, and then it has to loop. Oh man, brain. So when I press mouse wheel up and I have the shotgun selected, it needs to select the pistol. Huh. Actually, maybe one point of reference here is that I can look at this. This might give me ideas. Slot 2. Oh. Yeah, slot 2 pressed. Because that's basically what I'm doing. Slot 3 press. Alright, I'm going to need these anyway. I might have to do them separately. Right, and then those integers are gonna match these. So maybe that's slot 4 press, slot 5 press. All right, slot 6. Slot 7. Alright, so I could have like integer equals two. Branch. Oh. It would have to... Hold on a second. There's more going on to this, actually. Print. The integers might not line up because the first slot is 2, so I might actually have to make this 1. So I might have to count down 1. Okay, yeah, actually that makes it a little easier. So, yeah. Kind of crazy. So let's see. Yeah, that's basically that. Right? So I mean this is essentially the check that I'm going to have to run. So if the integer equals 2, then I input slot 3 press, right? And if integer equals 4 or 3, then I do slot 4 press. Integer 4, then I do slot 5. That's why. Okay. I'm going to need to do this at some point. And basically, it's just going to be one check. So I need to determine I need to get the next valid thing up. I wonder if, yeah, if, you know, if I don't loop it, maybe it feels fine if I don't loop it, because using mouse wheel up to continuously loop through might feel a little strange, right? This is a difficult problem to solve. Well, I mean, it's not that difficult, but it's causing me to brain hemorrhage a little. Alright, I guess I would, so if this is to go up, then what I'm going to do is active weapon index. Ah. Yeah, it'd be like active weapon index plus, or no, -1. Oops. No, it would be next weapon, so it would be +1, right? This shouldn't even technically be possible, but there it is. Condense that a little bit. Alright. And then oh, okay. I'm gonna have to clamp these. Because I don't want it to go like negative numbers and shit. I don't want it to go above 6. Alright, I kind of see this forming actually. So let me get a clamp. Let me 1 second. I am back. Alright, so I'm clamping these. It's going to be basically the same clamp for everything. Six. Yep, I got Monster Cat. I like Monster Cat. Monster Cat provides me with all of my YouTube copyright strikes. The you know, the safe kind that don't cause my channel to go down, but Alright. Alright, so that's clamping those in. reasonable values. How am I going to do this though? Because now I need to check to see if that's valid. If it's not a valid reference, then skip to the next one. Alright? Alright. Maybe I can say, maybe I did all this just for no reason. Now that I'm thinking about it. Oh, you can't organize local variables? Literally unusable. I might actually have to do this here. Oh man, alright. Brain, come on. Don't fail me now. Alright. I have array index, so that's going to be our index for all of the weapon slots. I have to weed out the ones that aren't valid, which I guess I'm already doing. Alright. Yeah, I already did that. Fuck. This is one of those things where, like, if I stop for a little while and think about it, I'll come up with a solution. Because it's like, I need to make sure that I have the index for the next valid one, but I have to also be careful that I don't try that I don't try to, like, select to an invalid index. So I have to weed out all of those. If it's not valid, and there's a way to solve this that's so straightforward, I'm sure of it. I'm like positive. Alright. So I have all of the weapon slots. I'm only listing the ones that are valid references. Alright, so this is next. So I don't really need this anymore. So let's see, maybe okay, maybe what I do right here is I check against this, get, I do a get, right? Ah, yeah, alright, motherfucker, yeah, alright. Is valid. So I have this function basically here that's just like this. Okay. In fact, I'll just to keep things a little bit cleaner, I'll do this here. I might actually have to do this separately. This may have to be in like a whole nother for each loop or something. That's the problem. Active weapon index is that, right? Huh. Maybe this actually could just be part of this, could just be an extension of this, because it's like the only thing is that it has to keep trying until it finds one that's valid. So I might actually have to do like a while loop or something like after this. Yeah. Actually. Yeah, this might have to happen after the for each loop, where I do a while. Nah, it wouldn't be a while loop. But basically, it'll just be another for each loop. Okay, so if I try to do these together, they're gonna get muddled, and things won't work correctly. So I have to actually break these up into two separate for each loops. Yeah, because instead of +1, yeah, +0. I also have to do another check here, so I also have to do a check to make sure that this isn't the same reference. So if it's the same reference, then skip over it or fail it. Yeah. Okay. It's a little messy, but let's see. Does that visual scripting have a switch in case statement? What do you mean by a switch in case? Like an if else, if or? Yeah, it does. It's usually referred to as a branch. So you have like a true false. You'll have like a branch right here, like if you want to check against something. Like right now I'm doing a I hope I'm understanding what a switch in case statement is. I'm thinking you're thinking like whether or not something is true or false. But right now I have to check to make sure that the active weapon isn't the same weapon that's being referenced here. If it's true, then I just skip. Otherwise, if it's false, then continue on your merry way to finding the next valid reference. Alright. So that's actually setting this variable. That's kind of weird because it sets the variable. Yeah. It doesn't quite work that way, but you're thinking of branches. So like based on like different variables, like an enumeration, I think kind of works that way. I'm kind of doing that right here, yeah. Actually, this is what it ends up looking like. So if equals 1, if equals 2, if equals 3. I'm pretty sure that there is actually like I could probably hook up an enumeration or something, which is like a little bit more complicated. This is actually just like the easiest way to do it. So let's see. I guess I need to have a Boolean that says whether or not I found a valid next valid found. Alright, so this determines whether or not the next valid has been found. If the next valid has been found, then I can go through with this mess over here, which is branch. So it's like, if next valid has been found, sequence. Alright, based on, I think it'll be about, is it 6? Yeah. And then I run this. Hold on a second. Oh shit. Oh hell yeah. That's like so much better. Thank you. Why didn't I know about this? Why didn't I know about this? I don't have to do any of this crap. I can make this so much easier. Oh my god. Okay, if a ballot has been found, what else do I know about? Probably don't know about a lot of stuff, I guess. Alright. Get this. Yeah, I don't need any of this anymore. Gone. All of it. It will never equal 0. Oops. Thank you for mentioning the Switch. I don't know why I didn't know about this. Is there another? Are there any other nodes that I need to know about? Because I'm probably gonna be using Switches a lot from now on. God damn it. Welcome to UE4. Well, yeah. I feel pretty welcome. I just, you know, I just gotta get around shit like this. What other switches are there? Switch on name and... Oh, that's nice. I can actually simplify quite a few. It's basically every type of variable. Why am I hiccuping? I have hiccups now. Oh. Huh. Switches Master Race. Alright, let's see if this mess works. Oh. Oh, you got a bunch of these. Return. Functions aren't too happy when you have these. If you have a question, feel free to ask me. Yeah. I know about gates. I use gates fairly often. And there's a couple of different ones in the while loops, and those do get a lot of use. Switches are pretty damn useful. I could already... There's nothing here for default. I guess that would also be a return. It's a little clunky looking. Why is it? It demands. It's giving me warnings. Really? I'm gonna have to do that. Oh, all of these need to have a return as well? I guess they do. Drag a wire on the int and type switch. Yep. Oh, I can just get rid of that pin. I can get rid of this pin too. Yay, I don't have to have all that crap. Okay. I'm having to put return nodes everywhere. Probably a return node here. If it's not valid. Oh wait, no. Don't do anything. Alright. Okay, this amalgamation can be simplified slightly. Alright, cleaned up the pins a little. Alright, so this determines what the weapon is that the player currently has, and then figures out what the index of that is. Then, I go through... Oh yeah, way faster. Then I go through and add, based on the index array. I might have to do another check to see. Yeah, because this index array is going to start like I might have weapon slot 4 selected. I'm going to have to do another thing where I check to see if the index array is higher than what I currently have selected. So there's going to be another branch here. Greater than, because this is looking up. What a mess. Branch. Right. Okay. So I go, and then I go active weapon index. Probably just use this twice. Get rid of this one. There's a lot of wires going on for this one. This one ended up getting messy. If there was one feature I want for this engine, is to make it so all the nodes fit on the grid. Just do it. Somebody do it. Deserves all of the money. There needs to be like somebody, just some brave soul. Come to think of it, that invalidated the need for this check, because the active weapon index, I'm just checking for if it's greater. There's never going to be a point in time where it's the same thing. I guess I could just leave it in there just in case, but oh yeah, what if it's like weapon 6? Yeah, if I have the 6th weapon, you can't switch out of that anyway. Mouse wheel up ain't gonna do nothing. Unless I want to do that crazy shit where it like loops around. Boy. Alright. Okay. I think this is gonna work. Okay. Okay. Let's see, my weapon. Oops, I might have to drop a node into the level because I got rid of all my other guns. I might have to drop a temporary node into the map so that I can access everything. I don't know. Anyway, let me see what happens if I press Alright, if I have Tri-Fire, nothing happened. This might end up actually being kind of a pain in the butt to figure out. Alright, I gotta figure out where in the loop here that it breaks. Yeah, I don't actually need this test. I'm pretty sure. Now that it's already just working, I can get rid of those. It's not necessary. I'm probably also missing something really simple. Let's see if it gets down here. Print. Hello. Actually, print to me what the next weapon is. I did a lot. I never really did anything like high level like that where it's like kind of engine stuff. It was all just gameplay related with ACS, but the ACS scripting I did in Redemption of the Slain was lots of combat, lots of spawning stuff, lots of like checking to see if a Boolean was set to true or not. And it was mostly just that kind of level logic, real simple stuff. Alright, so let's see. Nothing. Nothing. I might be... Yeah, that doesn't actually need to have a... Alright, so that's not working there. I see. Actually, once you learn some functions from other libraries, it's incredibly useful. Like, you can do nearly anything in it. You can make another game. Actually, kind of considered doing something like this in ACS. Starting off with the Doom engine, though. I know that there are people who actually, like, made their own games based on the Doom engine. I think it actually still costs money. Like, you still have to pay id. I don't know how much it costs, though. Probably not that much. Yeah, I imagine. It's not really out of the question. I mean, especially if I'm doing stuff like this with blueprints. The thing I like about blueprints, though, is the flow of it. I have so much power, and it doesn't feel like I'm programming, even though I literally am. Alright. Okay, I'm getting hellos at this point. So this is all working up to here. Okay, so I'm going to go through all of the weapon slots. Print. String. Give me all of the active weapon index. Or, not the all of it. The one active weapon index. If this is working how I think it is, this should function correctly. Yeah, I tried the blueprint stuff. Really didn't like it compared to the conventional way. I mean, yeah. I mean, the conventional way is pretty conventional. I mean, I didn't mean to make a joke like that, but in all honesty, like, the thing is, though, I ended up running into a lot of people who are like, "Oh, blueprints, you can't make a game in blueprints. Like, it's not efficient or something." I don't know. It's looking pretty efficient to me. Okay, so I have it correctly saying what weapon index I currently have. All right. While I'm at it, let me go ahead and just drop in a. I have to spawn a loot container. Spawning. Not sound queue. Here's my loot spawn. It has to be centered, even though this will only be sitting in the game for so long. Dev. Hey, why isn't it on the list? Every once in a while, it'll decide that it just doesn't feel like putting it on the list anymore. Okay. Alright, so that's the active weapon index. Some people prefer other language over more popular one. Yeah. I enjoy Lua scripting, even though a lot of people dislike Lua. Lua's not bad. Lua gets the job done. Like, for me, I like shit that just works. That's my thing. Like, if it works, I love it. And the easier it is to use, the better. I prefer C++ over Blueprint. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, for the Blueprint stuff, like, so far this has just been a really, really, really good experience. Even accounting for the shit that broke. Even for the projects that I killed. Because I did wrong stuff. The thing is that now that I know what to avoid, it's a little easier to survive. Like, it's a lot easier. You can do nearly anything in Lua. I even programmed a 6502 8-bit CPU emulator in it. Emulator is hardcore, man. It even has all 148 opcodes with an assembler scripted. Well, it's above me. I'm not even sure what an opcode is. Operation? Damn. 148 operations? I don't even know. I don't know. I don't know. Let's see. Okay. So that's where things are breaking. Whoa, there's a lot of stuff I just picked up. Lightning gun. Okay. So shit's breaking here. Where though? Probably this. This is probably breaking right here. Hello, print. Like, you can write 8-bit assembly, and it will convert it into Lua. It supports labeled branching, variables, and decimal-coded binary. That's beyond, man. That's like so technical. I know that just the idea of programming an emulator is like insanity. Alright, I'm getting hellos. Something's working. Alright, so this is working. What are those hellos though? Alright. Ugh. I'm kind of dreading having to do this a second time. It's going to have to be its own function because I'm not really sure how I'd be able to just change the behavior of this. 3,000 lines. Was fun to code, was a pain to get the branching to work. It's 3,000 lines, damn. I wonder how many lines of code technically I've done with blueprints. Alright. I'm pretty sure this is valid, is what's breaking. Right? I mean, this logic is sound. Basically, it's taking the active weapon index and saying that next weapon index equals what this is based on this index here. So this index continues to go out. it starts when it's higher than what I've currently have selected, right? I wonder what the converted files look like. I bet it's like a fucking unreadable mess. Alright. I mean, we should be looking at like a, oh, never mind. This has to be a for each loop would break, but, alright, this is a little bit more complicated. I can't just do this. That's not gonna work. Yeah, I can guarantee you that it's an human beings will never read. It's probably the worst shit. It just looks like fucking big block of text. Alright, switch to me. Valid switch. Alright. I'm gonna set you, because I fucked this up. There's no way this... Of course, this for each loop is probably getting fucked up too. No. Anything readable with a hex editor, unless it's encrypted. I wonder if it encrypts itself. I don't know. You look through the game files when I release the demo. Of course, I have an earlier build of the game. I've been posting publicly the, playable versions of the game for a while now, actually. Probably just look through all the files. Pretty easily find stuff. If it's not encrypted though, then you can't really sell the blueprints. So I bet it's encrypted. This build that I'm working on right now will be the first build where it's like worth looking at though, because up until now, like, it was missing like really big pieces, and I'm probably spending an awful lot of time for a feature that, I mean, is good to have, but I should probably be focusing on just getting the demo done and ready to go. The thing is that like little stuff like this matters, and being able to use the mouse wheel is pretty important. One of the other suggestions though was like you hold down the E key and it like brings up a wheel on the screen, slows it down, just like Doom. That's a little bit more of a thing. Alright, so my problem right now is that this is probably breaking. Print. There's no way... Yeah, it's possible that it's just compiled into some kind of a weird mess. The Unreal Engine typically has package files and stuff. I don't know if those have encryption per se. Yeah. So whatever I'm doing right now is not passing the is valid reference check. So basically I'm checking, am I checking the right thing? All weapon slots, right? Huh. Where's my logic breakdown here? Okay. It's not passing this test. So it's not finding a valid reference. It's iterating through an array based on what's next in the list. If it's not valid, then nothing happens. Huh. Full screen that a little bit more. Okay. I guess one thing to do is to check to see what it is spitting out. Get display name. I'll do a print here. Because it's possible I must be brain farting on something really simple, because unless there's just something really let me try this. See if it gives me at least a display name. Nothing. So it's all invalid. Everything that it's giving me right here is invalid. Huh. Alright. There's something simple. Ah, that was scary. All weapon slots. Huh. So it iterates through. Oh wait. Yeah, my logic's fucked up. Because it's iterating through this list anyway. There's no need for me to do this addition here. There's no need for that. Yeah, shit. So it's a little bit, it works a little bit differently. But it's really more or less just about yeah, actually I think it kind of works a little bit more like this. Because I shouldn't be setting a variable. So yeah. Something like this. Although it probably isn't messing that up. Man. Huh. So like, it iterates through. So it starts off at 0 and it goes through to 6, right? That's to clamp to 1. Alright, so 1 is pistols, 2 is shotgun, 3 is rifles, 4 is heavy, 5 is advanced, and 6 is grenade launchers. So like what I need to be doing right now is making sure that I find the next valid reference in the list, starting from here. And this works out okay. Let me make sure that it's spitting out the the proper indexes. Alright, so from pistol it should be starting at 2. So it should start from shotgun and go all the way. And go all the way to the top. .665? Yeah, okay. That's not right. Something's way fucked up. 6.6. Okay, wait, what? 6.6. That is fundamentally broken somehow. I completely messed up the logic. How would 6.6 appear? Nah, this is me. This has gotta be me. I'm doing something. I might actually have to like approach this fresh, because whatever the fuck I just got, those results were wrong. There was nothing there that could have possibly been okay. Alright. Okay. I don't know how the hell 6 would appear twice. That is so borked. There is something seriously wrong with that. Okay. What I need to do is I need to have it count up from the index that I have equipped. But right now I'm just going to see if I get this. One. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. So one is happening twice. Oh, because it's clamped. That makes sense. That makes sense. It's probably best that I don't clamp it at that, because if I want to make sure that I don't get like 1, like the same variable, it's better to ignore a 0 than it is to try to shut 0 up, because 0 is gonna say stuff no matter what I do to it. Okay. So now I only want it to print if it's above current active weapon. But that's just what I had. Wait, now this is a little different. Okay. So now it should only print one, the numbers that are above what I currently have equipped. Alright, so if I get this... By the way, if you want to make an ACS mouse menu, I'm sort of turning mine into an API as I go along. I don't know what I'd have a use for. Right now, this is literally taking up all my time getting this game. Alright. Okay, so goes 3, 4, 5, 6. It's working. Alright. Pistol is 1. So 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Right? Let me go grab. Let me grab assault rifle. 4, 5, 6. Okay. Now, so that's working. What I need is for it to only print if it's a valid index. Alright. Alright. Now you can only print if you're valid. I think that's pretty much it. I'm trying to make this look as clean as possible, but it's like a total mess. Alright. Okay. 3 should be the only one. 2. Or, yeah, it's 2. Sorry, not 3. Alright. Now this should go up when I equip a lightning gun. 2 and 5. Alright. Let me unequip. Let me put assault rifle. Get rid of the shotgun. Switch to pistol. 3. Nope. That's just rifle is 3. Alright. How about a minigun? Okay. 4. It's the only valid weapon on the list is 4. Spin up, spin up! Oh, it's reloading. Spin up, spin up, spin up! Okay, so... Alright, I have it working so that it's only the valid index. Alright. Now I can... Alright, I think I managed to work through that. What? Shouldn't have been that complicated. But now that it's in, it's in. So, yeah, valid switch. So mouse wheel is actually going to switch me to the next weapon on the next valid weapon on my list. Oh wait, this has to be with a break. For each loop with break. Because I have to tell it to stop after it finds the first one. I don't want it to keep going. Is there anything else? Oh yeah. Completed. Alright. Oh god, no, I didn't want to do that. Alright, so I got the complete exec, right? Once this is set, I want to loop it all the way back around and be like, stop that. You're done. Maybe I'll do it up this way. There's nothing I can do. This is going to look messy. All right. Okay. Got this. Okay. I think that actually got that. So the mouse wheel up. Now I have to do mouse wheel down. But it could just use all the same logic though. Like the problem's solved. It's just a matter of implementing it at this point. Like, of course, I'm being a little cocky. All right, give me a minigun. All right, so switch pistol, mouse wheel up. Not switching. Why? Why aren't you switching? Oh, that's a problem. All right. No, still not doing it. What did I do wrong? I did something. Shit, what did I just do? 0 to 6, active index. Thank you. So there's the valid switch. Let me do this print again. Just had this working. Of course, the only thing I changed was that for each loop would break. Let's see. Alright. That's correct, actually. That's correct. That's what it's supposed to do. Not supposed to show anything here. If I show grenade launcher and minigun. Okay, so 2, 4, 6. There it is. Like, that's it. The number is correct. The number is correct. This should be working. So the problem must be somewhere further in. Alright. Oh! Oh! That's painful. Why? I left the Boolean there. I wasn't even using it anymore. Yes, my image buffer is working. Show a screenshot. Let's see. Alright. Now this should work. I think I made it look worse. My cat is really fast. Just racing. Racing! Alright. Okay. It worked! Alright, so I just needed... Alright. Let's get a full Monty in here. Lightning gun, grenade launcher, minigun. Alright, I'm gonna start off with pistol. And one by one, I'm gonna switch through each of the weapons I have equipped. Alright. Okay, so with that, I'm not gonna bother to do the looping, because I actually kind of feel like like it's a little bit better if I can, you know, if I do up and down to loop. The looping thing, I don't know. What do you guys think of, like, mouse wheel up and mouse wheel down for like switching between weapons? Do you think it should loop? So like, if I have like an advanced weapon, should it switch to pistol if I do mouse wheel up? I never really use mouse wheel, so I don't know if that's like an important part of using that. To me, you're either directly switching to weapons or you're not. Oh, it won't let you post links? So, alright. So the way that, so in order for me to do looping is... Oh, if it's already... It's probably a really simple thing. I just do a check. If this equals 6, then just make it 1. Right? Oh, you're not... Hold on a second. Space. That link is really kind of a pain to get to work. I'm not even sure I know how to get that link to work. You just added spaces, right? Oh, derp. For some reason I'm just not, it's not working for me. I'm probably doing something wrong. It sucks that you can't post links. Alright, branch. Okay, if it equals 6, obviously it can't go up anymore. Then I'm just going to set it to 1. And that's when I guess next valid weapon index probably does make sense to use. This makes this a little bit more complicated, but it's not that bad. Because basically all I need to do is just have it. If it's 6 and I do this, then you loop it back around to 1. So that whole weapon index thing that I had before, I'm just doing it again. Makes it a little cleaner anyway. Alright. If true, oh, even that. Oh, okay. Derp. Even the .com, nothing's working. What the fuck? Alright, I'm getting too distracted by this. I gotta keep focusing. Alright. Yeah, but for some reason it's not working. Making sure that everything's in there, like, whatever. I guess that's one thing that Twitch is a little bit better about. Okay. Set this to 1. Alright. And if not, then just continue on your merry way. Doing what you usually do. Stuff. I think that actually loops it. That should loop. Alright. Alright. I gotta duplicate this whole function and do the mouse wheel down version. Yeah. Mouse wheel up. There it is. Wow. It switches quick. I'm gonna be like, alright, lightning gun, shotgun, Alright, so with that said, I just gotta do the same function, but the inverse version. So, or the mouse wheel down. So I'm just gonna duplicate. I'm gonna duplicate the function and just change its functionality because I don't think this is something that I can quite so easily reverse just by changing a couple of variables. I think this actually requires me to modify the logic. Maybe. Checks to see your active weapon. Yeah, because I gotta do this. This right here has to be changed into a less than, not a greater than. And it oh fuck. I need to count from the top down. I need to count from, so I have to invert. Okay, yeah. This needs to be revert like its own function because I'm not sure how the Okay. Yeah, I know how to like invert the countdown so that it starts from 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 rather than 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then a lot of the rest of it just stays the same. Okay. Okay, so mouse wheel underscore up and duplicate, and you're gonna be down. Alright, this is gonna be a little bit more complicated because I have to make it count backwards. Which I don't think that's that bad. Honestly, making it count backwards isn't really that ridiculous. It's adding more steps to something that was already stumping me. So all this stuff stays the same. Nothing changes here. Right? But this bad boy, this is gonna have to be different. So the array index has to start at 6 and count down to 1. So I have to go 6. I have to do like a 6 minus whatever the array index is, and that will invert the number count. Right now I'm just making sure that the mouse wheel lets you switch between weapons. This was something that was requested, and it's not super hard to set up, but it's also kind of part of the whole process of getting the controls bound and stuff. This is the last part of the key bindings, and the options menu now will have everything working, and this is just like a slightly difficult thing to figure out, where the mouse wheel will let you switch between your weapons that you have selected or that you have equipped. That's pretty much that. So let's see, who was it that it was somebody that requested it. It was on the YouTube forum. It was a post on YouTube. I think it was, I can't remember who it was, but it was like, you need mouse wheel selection right now. You need it right now. Okay. If it's 1, you make it 6, and this has to be a less than, right? Logic. Good stuff. Oh, wait. What did I just do there? I think I messed with that. Yeah. You need to be down here. You need to be up here. Yeah, you get this. Alright. Get all this. This might just work like right away. I don't want to jinx it though. Okay. So that's reverse. Take 6 minus 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? Something doesn't seem right about this. Maybe it's fun. I don't know. Something's not sitting well. This fuckery going on here. Maybe it's fun. Wait. Alright, let's see what happens. It's working. Alright, let me start off with all the guns, assault rifle, shotgun. Oh no, it's up. They're both doing the same thing. Okay. Pistol, shotgun, assault rifle. They're both doing the same thing. I must have fucked up. The function... Whoops! I got all happy for a second there. I was like, whoa, it's just working. Okay, mouse wheel down. Shit, I've been streaming for 3 hours. I didn't even think about it. I need to be thinking about food. What's wrong with me? A machine or something. Or a confused machine. If machines can be confused and not know exactly what they're doing because they're trying to like figure something out. That kind of machine. Alright. Let me get minigun, lightning gun, grenade launcher. Okay. I have a grenade launcher, lightning gun, minigun, assault rifle, shotgun, pistol. Wait, why didn't you go pistol? Why didn't this shotgun? I have a pistol, right? Oh, weird. Hold on a second. Weird. All right. Lightning gun. Okay. Gotta shoot stuff every once in a while. Alright, Alright, so it should go from pistol, lightning gun, or grenade launcher, lightning gun, minigun, assault rifle, shotgun, pistol, grenade launcher. There it is. It's working. Alright. So, I spent a bit of extra time. Thank you. The weapon feel seems really good. Yeah, I wouldn't accept anything less than weapons that don't feel fucking... like... They need to be fluid. Or something. I don't know. Hold on a second. Food calls. Sorry guys, I'm back for a second. But food. Food is something that I need to be thinking about soon. Alright, so I got these working, and that's a good thing, and the remaining stuff that I need to do is really not all that complicated either. Well, not to downplay that. That was a bit of a brain bender, but I got it working. Or at least until it decides to break on me. All of the key bindings are now in, so you can rebind your keys in the game. Like, I'm not even kidding. This options menu setup that I got, and I've been hooking up and getting working. So like, this is what I need to get working right now. Next is the volume, and then I'm gonna have to do an EQ on all of the sounds to make sure that they're not like a really loud gun and then really low gun and stuff like that. Yeah, all the video settings are already working. You know, field of view. I set field of view to 100, but you can go all the way up to 120. Works pretty well. Since mouse sensitivity is in place, that's already going. Key binding already here. Like I changed the crouching, and what I really like about key binding settings is that it's sort of an untold way to explain to the player like all of the things that you can do in the game. So like before, people probably never even realized that you have a flashlight, but there it is. There's a key for it. Now here's like the 3 different types of like recovery items. You have your ammo kit, your repair kit, and your med kit. And like in Dark Souls, you can like allot. You'll have like a limited number, and then you can allot like 2 of them to med kits and maybe 1 to armor, or maybe you can have 1 of each. And then you keep upgrading that number to get bigger, so you can have like maybe 2 ammo kit, 1 repair kit, and 1 med kit. It's up to you, like how you want to do the build. Oh, I didn't like Strafe's weapons very much. I probably shouldn't say anything though. Let's see. I have a peeve about any kind of game that puts the weapon in my crosshair. Drives me crazy. Absolutely crazy. So yeah, you can change all these keys, everything here, and it seems to all work. I guess we'll find out once you guys get a chance to play. These don't do anything yet because it's just an example. But if you guys have any ideas on like things that you can customize with the game, maybe this would be like character customization or something. Could be here. It could be all kinds of stuff. You guys didn't like Strafe at all? I don't know. I thought it had potential to be good, but they were kind of like messing up on really simple things that to me, I wanted the weapons to feel better, for one, but also two, it's an arena shooter, right? How come I don't have all the guns? Like, what is this like modern day shooter thing that we're doing? If you're doing an arena shooter, you should have your shotgun, your chain gun. You should have all your guns like on keys. It's an old school methodology. Like, the thing that I'm doing different is that I give you all of those different categories, but you can put different stuff in those categories. Like, you can get a different kind of pistol, but it's still Doom. It's still Quake. I hated it because when I upgrade my main weapon, the weapon gets worse. How the fuck does that even happen? And the spread was huge, so you can't hit anything. Yeah, I don't like it when the spread's too much. In fact, I might actually decrease the spread a little bit on the pistol, because that was just mentioned earlier. In fact, actually, let me go ahead right now. You're mentioning that, and I'm like, I have to be careful not to let the spread be too bad on like certain stuff. Inventory, items, weapons, pistols. Here's all the pistols in the game. Regular pistol. Okay, so accuracy is right here. Now, one of the things too is that one-shot railgun gets turned into a weak-ass burst laser laser weapon? It's not a railgun. How's a railgun turn into that? I don't know. I'm gonna decrease the spread on the pistol a little bit. 2 more points, maybe. I'm gonna try 1.5 and see how that feels. That's just a regular pistol. I'm gonna see that, because that is the first weapon I give the player. Oh god! 120 field of view! I'm not used to having like options in my own game. Alright, here's the pistol. I do want the weapon to have some spread. Also too, you can get armor in the game called Marksman, and you can get potions in the game that are called Marksman potions that increase your accuracy. Yeah, it's a little bit tighter. That's a lot to. My problem is that the pistol is the first weapon you see in the game, and I don't want people thinking that I'm doing like what Strafe did with a fucking gun spread. It's like, I mean, seriously, even in games that kind of originated the idea of having weapons spread, don't have that bad a weapon spread. Look at like Call of Duty and stuff like that. Most of those guns are fucking bolt lasers. So is the recoil screen shake them recoil up a bit? Yeah. When you fire the weapon, the guns have different kicks. So like the shotgun will make your screen go up a little bit. It's really meant to be fairly subtle though. Yeah. Some of the guns. For example, all the guns have different, alright, just grab that bag. Let's go over here. So like, the Magnum, for example. I don't know why it plays that sound twice the first time. Oh, shit. Now that I've modified the field of view, it's not zooming in when I ADS anymore. I'll have to fix that. That sucks. But all the different guns have different zooms. I think there's probably something straightforward about that problem, actually. I only mess around with the field of view when you're zooming in. Like the sniper rifle zooms in and changes the field of view to something very low. The way the math is supposed to work on that, though... Oh, I think I know why it's not working right now. So let me see, where is the ADS taken? It's on the player controller? No. It's probably easier for me to find it over here. Fire weapon. Jump pressed. Where are you at? There you are, ADS. Okay. Oh, that's why I'm having trouble finding it, because it's a variable that's sitting in the character base, which is all the way over here. And now I can do is aiming down sight. Now what it's supposed to do is it's supposed to get the actual value. Yeah, but I'm using a different camera controller now. So I might have to fuck with this. This is one of those things where I'm gonna fuck with it tonight. I might hold on to the demo one more day so I can clear up little things like that. But with that said, I should have these things rounded out. I should have the sound menu and EQing set up. But I actually kind of feel like it's really important that the different guns zoom in on their own. for the feel of the game. So like I'm gonna have to make sure that I get this so that it's working correctly. Because I have a feeling I'm using the wrong thing. Yeah, this is the camera controller. I'm gonna have to be using the new controller that's set up. Interesting. Okay. Yeah, it's supposed to just be a multiplied version of what's there. ADS zoom range. ADS zoom range is actually like a variable on the guns. So like the Magnum has a different ADS zoom range. Aim down sight is ADS, by the way. But ADS zoom range is like the display scope. There's this, I don't have a scope graphic for the weapons, but right here is like some guns are scoped when you aim down sight. Where is it? Yeah, so it takes the whatever your current zoom, whatever your current field of view is, and then it multiplies it by this value. So like pistols don't really change very much. The blaster, like nothing. Most stuff will just like when you ADS, it'll just like center it on the screen and it zooms a little bit. But certain guns like the Magnum, that actually depends and becomes more accurate when you ADS, which is also like some weapons gain accuracy on ADS, some weapons gain accuracy when you fire them for an extended time and stuff like that. So like there's like different rules for the different guns. Some guns become very inaccurate if you fire them for too long. It really depends. So, with that said, I'm probably gonna call the stream in a little bit. Let's see. Yeah, it's almost 4 hours. Not bad. I'll probably be back. I'm gonna be back on tomorrow anyway. And tomorrow I'm gonna be in a lot better shape. I gotta make sure that I get this ADS thing fixed though. That has to get fixed tonight. Yeah, it's kind of annoying. That genuinely bothers me. Lame. I get a kick out of seeing people like streamers playing this. That'd be really fun. Man, 120 feels so much fucking better. If I get this ADS thing fixed, it'll feel even better. I got a double barrel shotgun. Yeah, not bad. Stuff off the marketplace. The Epic Marketplace has a lot of sounds, and there's pretty decent things to pick from, but I'm lacking a lot of sounds, especially monsters. I'm missing like monster sounds. I need zombies and demons, man. I need lots of them. I need like all kinds of sounds for that shit. Like if you guys know where I can go to find those, I'll hook them up. Right now all the monsters sound the same and they play like a really crappy death sound, but they all have to have free or bought. Either way. If you know like a good, as long as I get what I need, I'm happy. I'll pay money for the sounds. I'm not so bad off on weapon sounds, but I'm bad off on like monster sounds and just general sounds too. Like have ambience is okay. I don't know. I think that's the thing I'm lacking in most right now, though. So the pistol's a little bit more accurate. Okay. So, in order for me to start thinking about EQing these sounds, what I have to do is go through the weapons first. Because the weapons are the worst offenders of sound, of the EQing. Alright. See how it says Sound Class Master? And then it's basically, I'm just going to go through all of the different sounds in that I currently have hooked up and make sure that they're sitting in the correct folder. So, like, I guess this would be the quality menu thing looks for this. I guess it's an effect. Machete. No, it's using the same sound. Yeah, actually, I can test it. It's a little low. Sound multiplier is not being messed with. Let me see what the categories are in the options menu. So there's effect, ambient, interface, voice, music. Master's already working. Alright. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to end the stream here. And I'm going to continue working on this. But I'm probably going to grab a bite to eat so that I have some food. I mean, because I could use some better sounds for my Doom mod. Oh. The Epic Marketplace isn't really a good place for you to want to have sounds for your Doom mod. Yeah, thanks for joining, guys. It was fun. I'll be back on tomorrow. I'm just basically going to be doing more of this. Although tomorrow, I'm pretty confident that I'll have the demo by tomorrow, because I'm really just sort of getting things in place at this point in time, and I spent most of this stream just getting the wet mouse wheel working. But I mean, now that it works until it breaks, in which case I have to make it work again. I have a feeling it won't break though. Seems really straightforward. I think the hardest part was just like figuring out in my head what I wanted to do. So with that said, take it easy, and I hope you enjoyed. Stay tuned for more and all that, and I'm done. I'm done streaming for the day. It'll be tomorrow. I don't know how to end these. Alright, I'm just gonna let it go.